guys, welcome back. Ivalice is undoubtedly one of the most rich yet enigmatic worlds we've ever had within our hands, and alongside it, Final Fantasy XII is no stranger whenever it comes to how mysterious its lore can be, and with it, how obscured its secrets lie in waiting, just wanting to be discovered. Illustrated by connection on everything that is happening in the background, our focus of attention on the subject matter at hand, we often tend to forget about the world around us and how it evolves and grows alongside us as we progress through story events, leaving behind forgotten pieces of Ivalice's history to be buried within its sands. Between hidden in-game scenes, missable conversations, or the organic growth of the world that happens around you, today I thought we would dive yet again into the mist-infested void as we discuss 5 more things that you might have not have known or missed within Final Fantasy XII. Number 5. Re-entering Rabanastre during the Rogue Tomato Hunt. This missable yet little addition can be overlooked right at the beginning of the game once you have accepted the Rogue Tomato Hunt from Tamaj. Once you have accepted the bill and received the writ of transit to leave the city, make your way down to the East Gate to trigger a cutscene with the Imperial Guard to let Vaughn through. Once you have control of Vaughn again, the game would usually prevent you from going back inside the city, so if by chance you forgot to do something, you'd either have to proceed to the hunt or reload a current save file. However, that's not the case. So once you're on the other side, instead of proceeding straight to the hunt, speak with one of either of the Imperial Guards at the back of the 2 lines. Here, they simply will give insight of not many people coming along due to the preparations of the Council's arrival. However, they will ask if you are looking to get back inside, to which you do accept that offer. Here, the guard will simply move aside and allow Vaughn to get into line, and once everyone in front moves along, you will be able to talk to the Imperial Guard in front to let you back in. Now if you continue on as normal, this will no longer be accessible given that you've already progressed far enough in the story. Number 4. Getting chewed by Bosch. Right after you progress through the tutorial on combat while in control of Rex, proceed ahead to the boss battle with the Air Cutter Remora like normal and let the scene play out. When the battle starts, instead of fighting, turn around and try to run away to the Aerial Gardens, which is the location at the beginning of the game. When you try to escape, Bosch will halt you from running away, telling you that you need to stand your ground, and that they cannot fail and that Dalmasc's future is in their hands. Now if you end up defeating the Air Cutter Remora before retreating back, this prompt to Rex will no longer be available. Number 3. Migelo's Worries. Right after you escape from the Leviathan and make your way back to Bajirba and are tasked to obtain the Dawn Shard from the tomb of King Wraithwall, there is another missable event that can be easily missed since you are not required to return to Rabanastre. However, if you decide to go back and head over to Migelo's Sundries and walk over to the left side of the store and speak with Migelo, here there are 2 possible minor scenes that play depending on whether you have obtained the Dawn Shard or not. However, if you continue onward with the story, the scene that'll play will only be the one where you've obtained the Dawn Shard, causing you to miss out on this little minor difference. Number 2. Fonco's Party Leader Affects Dialogue. Just like in the Garam Scythe Waterway, this interesting event can be found at the Rava's Pass while traversing through the Fawn Coast. In this part of the map, you will notice a Viera Wayfarer conversing in casual conversation with another on the cliffside, and if you walk up and talk to her, 2 possible scenes can play out. If you speak with her as someone other than Fran, she will question on where your travels are taking you, as she gives direction to the east, which lies the seat of Uplands, and to the north across the plains lies the seat of the Empire Arcades. But whereas herself, she plans to head east to the port of Balfahim, where she has heard word of men and women valuing the sanctum of freedom. But if you speak with her as Fran, being the party leader, she seems shocked to find another of her own who has left the wood, as she herself desires freedom as air itself, whereas if she stayed, she would have surely perished under the strict ruling of the wood. Number 1. Jinn and Rabanastre. Unlike many of the other missables mentioned before, this is an interaction rather than your typical box of text or conversation, as this is one of many that can simply be missed, as this takes place right after the Giza Plains begin its rain cycle. In order to not miss out on this, once you have defeated Volsler after your capture and headed back to Rabanastre, head to the southern plaza and look for a Rabanastre and talking with a Moogle, and there you will see a familiar face staring at the fountain. If you decide to speak with Jinn, he asks if you remember him from the Giza Plains, and that since the rain has now started, everyone there before has left the village, with not a soul remaining to stick around. However, he will mention that he did see some people coming up from the Osman Plains as he was leaving, wondering if they knew that the village was going to be empty. Now, if you continue onward with the story with the rain cycle starting, I believe during around Jahara, Jinn will no longer be in Rabanastre and you'll miss out on this minor interaction. So with all that said and done, that about does it for my second 5 things you might have not have known about or missed in Final Fantasy XII. Even though many might have overlooked or simply progressed without giving it much thought, the smaller details that lie hidden truly express how organic the world of Ivalice and Final Fantasy XII truly are, and for that alone, I can appreciate its depths. So with that said, how many did you guys know? Thank you guys for watching, as I really do appreciate it, and if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing and liking the video if you learned something new. Share the video if you feel like others may enjoy the content like this, and don't forget to enable the notifications so that way you can be notified when a new video gets uploaded. I also mentioned that before about answering questions that you all may leave from the video before, and so I've only had one, and so that question was, how did I get into Final Fantasy XII, and what pretty much was my favorite aspect of the game?
If I had to be truthfully honest, it was this.
That was one of the many things that drew me to Final Fantasy XII, believe it or not. But it wasn't just that. When I stepped out into the world of Ivalice for the first time, I was caught in awe given on how breathtaking the world was, and how it was introduced to you whenever you entered a new area for the first time. But it did give you an insight to the life that roamed its open landscapes. The music alone was captivating, and how it complemented the overworld and its locations, setting a unique change within the franchise. The combat, from the simple transition to another plane to an open active battle system that happened in real time, was a nice shift, and the best part was freedom of choice, and if you wanted to, you could somewhat imitate the older style with the wait option during combat. But for me, the best part of that was the mist abilities and how devastating yet beautifully crafted they were. The story was a more grounded and mature approach from its past iterations, and with it to how relatable the characters were as you slowly began to understand their meaning to the overall story that was unfolding right in front of your very eyes. Enemy variation was vast and separated from the consistent similar enemies you faced before, and the Espers gave a fresh take and introduced us to something a little bit different from your typical summons. The world itself just felt alive, organic when you stepped into it, and not just saying it for the first time, but the countless times coming back. It spoke out in mystery even after encountering each event and interaction the game gave you, and it just made you yearn for more for its lore and history. And for me, a mere simple aspect couldn't define my love for this game, and all it brings to the table. So I hope that answered your question, and so to end this video out, I have a question for you. If you could change one thing within Final Fantasy XII, what would it be? Thank you guys so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.